So, a few days ago on my birthday, I read a letter that I wrote to myself when I was 20 to Mia at 21, but for some reason while I was moving, I just never ended up opening it. I found something else that was left unopened. This says Mia, open NYC 2019. I guess I was supposed to open this when I moved to New York, but I must have forgotten about it between the time that I wrote it and the time I actually left, because I left it in Austin and I guess I never opened it. It's a little bit tragic now because I know that when I wrote this, it must have been like a sort of, you got this, game on, you can do this, hang in there for the next few years, you're gonna be living your life, because that's truly how I thought things would go 1 year ago. Obviously, that's not the case. I've been living back home for 4 months, and I'm not even planning on going back to New York City after this. So I'm gonna open this up and read it and cry as I watch my dreams go down the drain. Just kidding, they're not going down the drain, they're just being gently redirected. Cute envelope, by the way. It's just purple, but it's a nice purple. Alright, what do we have here? Okay. Quite a few pages. Okay, I saw the back first. I wrote this in 2018. I don't know where I was when I wrote this, so I don't know where I was in life. Okay, so no wonder I didn't find it, because I forgot all about it. Okay, well, here we are. To Mia in 1 year. This is the first time I've been terrified to be you. Okay, like I said, I didn't get a literal degree in drama for nothing. I'm not sure I can imagine what you were like and what you've been through. Girl, if only you knew. Honestly, I'm afraid to dream for you, in fear that we will become disappointed. I can't help but think about how tragic it would feel to look back on dreams that went unfulfilled but remain in the past, tragically optimistic. Like I said, drama degree. But if I were to dream for us, I dream that you made the right choice regarding whether or not to live in New York City. I'd love for you to live there, but what I want more is for your ultimate decision to be the correct one. Right now, I'm sitting on a high stool in Taylor Mitchum's apartment. Okay, I know what this is. Exactly. This was at the beginning of 2018. January of my senior year of... No. This must have been at the beginning of 2019. I am really confused. I know exactly when this was, though, because I've only ever been to my friend's place once. Okay, so this was before my final semester of college. Right now, I am sitting on a high stool in Taylor's apartment, a candle and a lamp providing warm light. Taylor's in his room, also writing. I hope you're still friends with him. I know you are. Most definitely am. I love Taylor. Regardless of whether or not you move to New York City, I'm proud of you, and that's just another simple fact that you've begun charting these murky waters ahead. I almost don't want to guess where your finances came from, mostly because I don't want to make these decisions. I will inevitably have to choose, and I dread it. I'd like to say that it's okay if you are in a period of growth or a mandatory plateau. We don't always have to end our year on a high note. We don't even need a high note in our year. I'm gonna cry. For the past couple of years, I was overwhelmed by the spectacle of the year gone by, that I was certain the upcoming year would be a pullback of prep to launch a bow and arrow that would shoot far in a future year. But each of the most recent years has been a continuation of the arrow's flight, and I'd hope that this year is too. But if it must be a pullback, let it be one of strength, patience, determination, and faith. Pull it back hard with everything you got. The arrow will fly, and we know what it's like when it does. This is an analogy that I like to make whenever I reflect on a past year. So when you're shooting a bow and arrow, you have to spend some time pulling it back before it can shoot forward. So I think of years in terms of that. Some years are spent putting in the hard work, pounding the pavement, pulling that arrow back so that you can go forward in future years. If I were to make goals for you to reach this year, it would be this. Assuming you move to New York City. Oh no, here we go. Get an agent, or at least be close to it. Not even close. Of course, there's a mile-long list of goals for after that step, but perhaps it'll do us good to come up with a simple goal. After that goal is achieved, be it this year or in a future one, the following goals are these. Off-Broadway show. Wow, I was really focused on theater. Financial stability in the arts. A TV show. A feature film. Solo cover on a magazine. Would love that. Interviews with Paul Wontorek and or Jimmy Fallon. What? That's weirdly specific. I want to be well known enough to succeed at things I don't deserve to succeed at. Still true! I'm almost afraid my ambitions aren't clear enough for me to be successful. All I ultimately want to do is nothing but act, and I know there are many means to that one end, and I'm not sure how I know which means I'm aiming to take, mostly because I want to be open to possibilities. But there is such thing as too open, and I'm afraid I am that. But as long as I remain driven and passionate, things will unfold in their own time, or I will find another way. In these last 5 minutes of the first day of 2019, okay, yeah, it was on New Year's Day. I was writing this on the first day of 2019. I feel anxious, unsure, zealous, overwhelmed, petrified, but vaguely hopeful. I pray that God carries me through this year. I wish us peace, patience, joy, wisdom, creativity, and love for this upcoming year. I believe you have that, and if not, it's on its way. I usually forget what I've written in previous year-end letters, so I hope you fill your year with enough to make you wonder what these pages held as you lifted them out of the envelope. With admiration and pride, Mia at the turn of 2019. So I don't feel like a massive failure. I think that I still have a lot of the same goals, which is good. It means I'm staying consistent. I'm not giving up on the things that I have always dreamed of. You know, I think that back then, at the beginning of 29, I was thinking, we're gonna go slow and steady. And that's still how I'm thinking, especially now. I'm just happy to keep on going in this pursuit. Hopefully someday every single thing on these dream lists is gonna be checked off. But it's one day at a time.